All right, let's talk about writing equations now. So I'm going to give you two examples, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea about how to write equations from a unit rate or a rate of proportionality. So let's take the example that I used in the last video. Let's just say you can type 160 words in 4 minutes. When I get the unit rate or the rate of proportionality, what I'm really doing is getting this down to how many words I can type in 1 minute. So I'm just going to divide 160 words in 4 minutes. I'm going to get this down to a 1. How am I going to do that? I'm going to divide by 4 on the top and the bottom. And what I'm going to get is 40 words in 1 minute. That's what we got in the last video. So how do we go from there? It's 40 words in 1 minute. Okay. So what you really have to do is think about which one is going to come out bigger. Just by looking at these two numbers, the 40 and the 1, which one's bigger? Well, the 40 is going to be the bigger one, right? Obviously. So there are always going to be more words than minutes. So when we write our equations are always in the form of y equals something, some number, and the x. And we can change these to whatever we want to. So if we wanted to make this words we'll shorten this to a W, and we'll shorten this to a minute. I've just made this up. You can make these letters whatever you want to. You can make them stars or smiley faces or whatever. But for today, what I'm going to do is designate W as being the words and M as being the minutes. So how do I get to the equation? How do I know which one's X, and which one's Y? So here's what's going to help me. What I try to do is substitute some other number in the 1 minute to see how this is going to work out. So what did I multiply the minutes by to get to the words? Let's see. I'm just going to take, for argument's sake, 2 minutes. How many words can I type in 2 minutes? How do I find that out? Well, I've got to multiply both sides by 2. So I'm going to multiply by 2. So I'm going to multiply M by 2 and the words by 2. When I do that, I'm going to get 80 words in 2 minutes. All right. So it doesn't matter what I put in here, it's still working out the same. The unit rate is still going to be the same. So this 40 is what I'm going to have to multiply by in order to get to the how many minutes it takes. So this words is always going to come out always going to come out the higher number. The words are going to. So we're going to have to multiply the number of minutes, which is going to be any number, by 40. So we're going to do 40 times M is going to equal the words. Now, does that make sense? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Let's just say this minutes, we're going to take this out and substitute any other number. It doesn't matter. Let's just say it's going to be 3. Okay? So if I get 40 times the minutes, we'll just use this as an example, 40, any number, is that going to equal 120 minutes? Well, we can always check that out by using our unit rate that we had up here. 40 words, over 1 minute. If we multiplied this by 3 and this by 3, we'd get 120 words in 3 minutes. So yeah, that works out. This formula, this equation is going to work out. So this is how I would look at the equation. I know it's a little confusing because what you're doing is associating this M, which up here is the smaller number. But what you're going to have to just keep in mind is which one is the higher number. that's going to be the letter that is by itself. That's the going to be the y value if we would need to go back to this like original setup.